Welcome to the corner, everybody. It's the corner's first episode of season 2, man. Season 2 is upon us, and we got new segments, new situations, got new and interesting things to introduce to the show, and we're really excited about it. How's everybody doing this evening? My name is Chris. I'm one of your hosts of the corner. I'm joined with the illustrious gentleman of Influent Entertainment. Tonight on the Wheels of Steel, we got DJ Slim in the building.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't have a real air horn.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. He nailed it. DJ Slim. It's DJ Slim, nothing else. So I appreciate that.
I'm sure DJ AMA will beg to differ.
He's
in a few moments.
He's not.
Also, we got the self-made man, the entrepreneur, connoisseur, and all around good doer, Moe Shoemate in the building.
Good evening. We out here.
Sips drink. And also down there with the blacked out screen and the muted mic, we have AMA in the building. He's getting his life together right now. Okay.
And don't forget Bartholomew.
Man, so I guess we'll do these for the non-Patreon members, man. If you guys like podcasts, scripted series, mini movies coming soon. Tune up to the Influent Patreon, man. We got music and more available here, clean, filtered already, and desirable content to ingest for those individuals who want a clean conscience when they viewing their content. So, if you'd like to take advantage of this, go ahead and down and get yourself a Influent membership at patreon.com/NFLU ENT. Also, check out the new official website for Influent Entertainment. That's www.nfluent.com. So how y'all doing tonight, fellas?
We doing good. One other plug.
Pretty good.
One other plug I gotta make mention. Shout out to my boy D-Lo. You gotta remember Tony Hart Apparel.
Appreciate you, Slim. TonyHartApparel.com as well, man. Check that out. Get yourself laced in some new drip, man. Take care of yourself. Now tonight, man, we're gonna get into some new things, a new format. But first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hit you with a golden oldie, man. One of our favorite segments from season 1. Does it hold up? Does it hold up? That's when we go back and we examine a classic movie or film. And that was all that in a bag of chips at that time. But right now, in 2021, during a pandemic, when you ain't got nothing to do but sit around and scrutinize these movies, does it still hold up? Does it still hold weight? Today we're reviewing the 1993 classic, The Sandlot. Starring a bunch of little white kids that I don't know. Is a dope movie, a coming of age movie about a young boy that makes friends in a very pivotal summer in his life, man. So when I saw this movie as a kid, I probably watched it 17 times. It was one of my favorite joints.
Mine too.
But now as an adult, does it hold up? Gentlemen, the floor is open.
Well, I'll go ahead and take the first bite at it. Does it hold up? And after a lot of viewing, a lot of meditation, I'm going to simply say, yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's a thumbs up from DJ Slim. He approves this movie. It was rated PG, which is wonderful. I didn't have any discrepancies about watching it. Some of the scenes, again, still holds up. I love the introduction as well of when the main character starts giving the voiceovers. You know what I mean? And he was giving the voiceover about his life and what had happened. And you think he's heading in one particular direction, and he completely turns and goes, nah, whatever with that. Anyway, I'm talking about my childhood. And on my streets, this is what happened. So it was definitely entertaining. It was definitely entertaining, especially in the beginning, to watch, and very nostalgic.
Yeah. So what's crazy, man, is I sat down and I started watching this movie, right? And I'm like, man, I should show this movie to my son. You know, I'm thinking I'm a dad. I saw this when I was a little kid. I should show this movie to my son. Number one, the little white kids was cussing. Like, I was like, why is these children cussing? Them kids was cussing. Number one, they ain't go too out there, but they was cussing. Number two, the little boy pretty much sexually assaulted that girl at the pool. Just come here and give me this kiss with the tongue. I was like, yeah, I might need to hold off and show this to the boy later on in life, maybe 13 when he can understand certain things, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, but entertaining, doggone entertaining. You're killing me, Smalls. Is a quote for all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's crazy how a lot of those movies back then just did things that we didn't think was bad, but you know, just kind of turn a blind eye. It's crazy. I gotta say that AMA and Slim are matching here.
Light skin coalition, man.
It's cute. It's cute. It really is, you know. But anyway, so back to the movie. You know, I appreciated. You know, I appreciated that they had at least one black character in there. What was it, Kenny? Kenny,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I know him in particular.
Black friend.
Yeah. You know, now it will be one token black and, you know, probably something else. But anyway.
They had they had a little diversity. They had Kenny and they had Rodriguez.
Yeah. They had the dog. They had the dog too.
Yeah.
The dog.
You know,
and James Earl Jones.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of what's the name? In the words of Uncle Ruckus, they had all the beautiful little white children.
But man, I like Kenny because Kenny played on the Moonwalker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sure did.
He did.
Mm-hmm. I think he was the same character.
He was also Moesha's boyfriend.
Oh shoot!
He was the token black everything.
He was Aaron from Moesha when he got older.
Man, I thought I was gonna throw y'all off with that one.
No, sprinkle
Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
Oh boy!
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a classic, man.
Oh, he was getting it.
It's a classic.
I feel like he was the
down.
same. They just like he went down the street from the Sandlot and hooked that left and found Michael. Walking. They said, "All right, action."
Well, he knew where to pick him up at. He knew where to pick him up at from the Sandlot.
Right? Yeah.
They say he hooked that left, bro. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Yo, but so the movie, it was a lot of like. I noticed like a lot of little movies back then. They had little lessons in them. You know, like them going to the little tilt-a-whirl thing and doing the chewing tobacco. They all end up getting sick and little stuff like that. And but one thing, you know, I noticed in a lot of these older movies is that they don't, if they're about the kids, they don't develop the parents very well. Like the parents be trash. Like he
Yeah.
walked in to like speak to his stepdad, and it was clear that was his stepdad.
Yep, Bill.
He walked in to speak to him. Hey, Bill. Bill's like, hey. He's like, remember you said you were going to teach me how to play catch? Bill's like,
Sure did.
yeah. He's like, well, can you teach me? Uh-huh.
I will. He said, here we go.
And then it was like, bye. And then the mom was trash.
I don't know. I disagree just a little bit. Only because they tried to give her a little character and sincerity, and the fact that she wanted her son to go outside, you know what I mean, and really just experience. Now she said, "Don't get too experienced now."
She got that man license. Get in trouble.
Yeah, but don't get into too much trouble. But stay right there. You know what I mean? So that's good. She had a bit of an influence, and then she kind of encouraged his stepdad or Bill, whatever, or whatever, to at least go play catch with him. So it was beneficial. It was beneficial. Like,
Bill was indeed a stepfather in every sense of the word.
Oh yeah, he was.
Remember he came.
Told him, he said, I told you I'm gonna play catch with you now. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
And then when the one time he did play catch with him, bust that man right in the eye.
Wow.
Right now.
Wow.
But what was funny was like he was in the room like putting a different ball in there, right? And like his mom walked past the room. What are you doing in here? You know Bill doesn't like you in here touching his stuff. Like, oh, shoot. Bill doesn't like you, period.
Hey man, she was just trying to keep Bill at home, and a lot of us can relate.
He was trying to keep Bill at home. Like Bill, I promise I'll lock up my raggedy child.
Just please, just please come home every day because I heard that leaving sucks, and I don't want to be alone. How come you don't want me, man? You're on mute, man.
She said she's trying to keep Bill at home, huh?
She said, "Please come home."
What you think of the movie? Hey, man, you got the Sandlot T-shirt over there.
No,
with the Sandlot background.
No, man, it's a great movie, man. Okay. It was a great movie. It's very nostalgic of childhood. You know, I can relate to the playing outside, you know what I mean? Like kids, I feel like kids, they don't do that. They don't just go outside and get a kickball game going in the cul-de-sac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't watch the movie, did you?
I was just kidding. Quote that whole movie right now.
Lying.
You know they playing baseball. You know they were playing baseball, right?
It's all
playing
kickball.
Yo, the girl's name Wendy Pfeffercorn.
Oh.
Oh yeah, she was a perv.
Why she a perv?
All right, so number one, you know the man is several years younger than her.
He watched that.
He got the kiss, and then she hitting him with the freaky wave when he outside the fence, and then you got that drop at the end. He married her, and they had 9 children.
Yeah.
When they grew up.
About the
drugstore.
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 I was about to say Eckerd's, but it's the local drugstore.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That man with the nasty wave. After he assaulted her.
You got it, man. You got it. Old Squint Pallador, wasn't it? When Squints.
Yep. Old Squints.
Put the moves on him, man. She shouldn't have been.
They're lotioning and oiling.
Man.
Oiling and lotioning.
I realized
I can't take it anymore.
I realized during the watching of this movie that I kind of related in a lot of areas. You know what I mean? Not only just the parental things of you know stepdad and everything else like that, but then the young man wanted to be a part so bad in the beginning of the movie. He wanted to be a part so bad. He decided to be in the outfield where they couldn't see him. And my man had his glove and he kept punching the glove like I'm ready. I'm ready to catch the ball. In a way that he wasn't imposing. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't in the middle like, all right, what's happening, y'all? Bunch of strangers. But my man was in the back. He was in the back near the fence, and he just all right, I'm ready. I don't know if
I think you
y'all
need a hug, Slim.
yeah,
That's
I
what it
think you need a
sounded
hug, man.
here's the
That's what it
thing. Here's the
sounded
thing. Here's the thing. Before we became grown and well-rounded individuals, you know what I mean? We handled making friends just a taste differently. You know what I mean? So I felt this. I felt this pain. Wanting to be a part of things, but not knowing what you don't know. And you know what I mean? Like I said, I give that man a virtual hug too, man. I feel your pain, man. Younger
Where
son.
did he get that khaki duckbill platypus hat from, though?
Yeah, his
hat
mama
he
clearly.
His dad gave him
joint
That
is-
huge trash hat he had
Yeah,
on.
his
that
dad
joint was 7
that
inches
passed away.
long. That joint was
The
7.
bill on that hat so long.
I don't even care. It was sentimental, man. It was sentimental to him.
Sentimental trash
From
hat.
his mama. Here, baby. The kids are gonna love this one. This ain't the. I could not just borrow one of Bill's hats right here, right on the side that he's not even wearing.
Nope.
The Yankees
nope,
hat.
sure can't.
I can't wear the Yankees. Right, he's not even a part of the Yankees.
Hey man, but great movie. To me, it held up. It's DJ AMA's favorite movie. He watches it every Saturday morning when he watches cartoons and puts his feet together in his little pajamas.
In the onesie.
In the onesie.
That zips up in the front.
So man, yeah, great movie, man. So we'll go ahead and move on to our next topic, but first we'll catch us a nice little set from DJ Slim in the building.
Oh, it's your boy. Let's turn these beats up a little bit. Give y'all a little taste. Here we go. Oh, forgot. Yeah, I forgot. We had a little. Thought I changed up a little bit this time.
I see you with the change up.
You cheating. You knew out there changing.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to this live episode, season 2, episode 1. I ain't even started drinking yet. Season 2, episode 1 of The Corner. Speaking of drinking, we decided to coordinate a new little segment here that we affectionately titled the Burban Hour, even though it's only going to be about 20 minutes. And leading us off on this segment is going to be my brother from another mother, Moe Shoemate.
All right. Good have everybody here on the Burban 20 minutes.
So, it don't sound as good.
Don't sound right.
It doesn't sound as good.
This may help. This may help just a little bit.
So, man, we're gonna have there you go. See, slow me down a little bit already. So we're gonna go over a lot of different bourbons and whiskeys over the course of weeks and months that we together on this corner. I figured for first time jumping in, we can go with a wheated bourbon, right? Something light, something that you can find. And when people talk about wheated bourbons, the biggest one that folks go to is something like this, which is a Weller. Okay, Weller Special Reserve. Lord have mercy, let me take this off.
Take the frosty screen up.
You got to hold it in front of you. It'll pick it up.
That it? There you go. On from the meeting. So this Weller, everybody looks for this, but they can't find it. You gotta go to particular places, might have it. And this is a wheated mash bill, okay? And it's aged for approximately 7 years. So just a quick lesson on bourbon, right? Every distilled liquor is a whiskey, right? It's a distilled liquor. For it to be called a bourbon, it's got to be aged in new charred oak barrels, number one, for at least 4 years. And it's got to have a mash bill with over 51% corn. And it's other grains. So this is corn. This is a low rye mash bill. So it's corn. I think it's malted barley and a little bit of rye. Right.
Okay.
So, Weller is owned by Buffalo Trace. So we're not gonna sip on this for right now. We're gonna sip on Buffalo Trace. Okay. And this Buffalo Trace is there you go. This Buffalo Trace is basically the same mash bill as a Weller. They do a little something differently, but this is aged for at least 4 years, but it's got between 6 to 8 year bourbon in it. So you're getting a 6 to 8 year bourbon in this. And this is more readily accessible. You can find this Buffalo Trace on shelves, and it's all around good bourbon. And what you want to do though, right, when you taste this, right, with any bourbons we sip, you want to pour just a little bit, ain't gotta be much. You take a sip, right? You hit the front of your tongue. Roll it back. When you do, you're experiencing all the flavors that are in it, right? So I had this, let's see where I got that. And there's some tasting notes for this, right? So when you're tasting this, you're supposed to taste vanilla, mint, and molasses, brown sugar, a little bit of spice, toffee, some dark fruits. But I guess the question is to everybody, how do you enjoy this one? Has this hit your palate?
Hey man, what you think?
I started early. It's delicious. It's very smooth. This was an easy one to sip on. Definitely catch them brown sugar notes. I think the mint just kind of takes a little bit of the bite. I don't really taste the mint, but I would assume that's what's taking away some of the bite from other whiskeys. But yeah, this was pretty smooth. I'm definitely add this to the collection. I never had this one before. Real easy sip. I like this one. How about you, SOA?
I agree, sir. Well, I think we tried the Wellers because this was just a pre-COVID activity for me and Mo. After a hard night of work, we come in, sit down, talk for a couple hours, sip one of these. So I sipped on the Wellers that he had in there before, and that's a good one. This is also a good one, though. I'm trying to find. I like the idea of the flavor of vanilla in dark liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to find it, but I can't. But everything else is hitting on all cylinders. I like it. Yeah, I'll sip it. I like most of the time I like to just throw like a single ice cube in mine. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on the bourbon for me. Yeah, like certain ones I'll throw a cube in. Like I threw one in this one. But yeah, certain ones I'll throw a cube in or drink it straight because it definitely changes the flavor because the cube starts to melt and waters down and gives you a whole new flavor. That's actually, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, Mo, that's the thing. Like when they mix drinks, sometimes they'll add like a little splash of water because it changes the flavor or gives it a different notes get opened up.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like this here is 45%, right? It's 90 proofer. Some folks will put a couple drops of water in, and then other folks will put an ice cube in. It all depends on your fancy. But it'll definitely change the smells, the aromas of it. All that's supposed to take into to account. Supposed to smell it. You're supposed to do all this other stuff to it, but it all depends on the taste and how you like it. We're gonna go through a few of them. Like this is these are low rye weeded bourbons. This might not be for you. You might not like this particular side of things. But we're gonna get into some other ones. The next one, though, is the older brother to the Buffalo Trace, and that's the Eagle Rare. But where the Buffalo Trace was at least 4 years, but it's got some 6 to 8 year bourbons in it. This is at least 10 years. So Eagle Rare is at least 10 years. Now, it's good to kind of clean your glass out before you take the next sip. Clean it out.
I remember that.
Two, stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Eagle Rare, I went to go look for that one. And it's definitely that. It's rare. Takes over there to have to order that one.
So, man, I had you a 6-ounce bottle.
I still got it for you. If it make it to you.
Yeah.
But I have more. I have plenty. The Eagle's not rare for me. So I definitely have more. If you like it, you can't find it, I can send you a bottle.
I was about to say, does your local liquor store does your local liquor store carry it, or did you got it from somewhere exotic?
I hunt bourbons. I like my job, I travel a little bit. So, far out I probably go is Tennessee, up there with Garrett. But different stores, see, it's all about what the particular store sells most of. And then depending on that is what the rare stuff they'll get. But
wow.
You gotta go to where we'll have it and get there when it's coming in, basically. But Chris,
about Chris, talk about it.
So this is a no ice cube joint right here. Super duper smooth. I guess that's maybe the aging. Maybe the more they age it, the more smooth. Maybe it mellows out some. Maybe you can testify to that, Mo.
It's crazy, man, because when you keep the bourbon in the barrel longer, it extracts other flavors from the wood.
Yeah.
So you'll get more concentrated brown sugars and vanillas, and
Now I definitely taste the vanilla with this one. You can taste a good bit of. It's not sweet, but you can taste a good bit of sweet notes in it. Smooth finish. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a sorry, AMA.
I think that's my. I didn't used to like bourbons and whiskeys, but over time you kind of. Well, I say over time, it actually happened literally overnight. I went to a brother's house and we did a whiskey tasting night or whatever, where everybody brought a different bottle and everybody tried, just a little bit to like a blind tasting or whatever. And at the end, we picked what was the best one. But prior to, I was not a bourbon whiskey drinker because of those. You really almost got to train your palate to take those smoky notes and those, it burns essentially. You got to get you a good callus going.
I think that's how, if I'm not mistaken, that's how kind of like how you got into it, right, Mo? It was it wasn't like an official tasting, but it was kind of like something when we was all chilling at Thad's house, and our homeboy Thad, he started making his own bourbon. Got a couple barrels, did his own mash, started making his own bourbon. But me and Mo were sitting there, a couple other brothers, And he just kind of was going through them, letting us taste them. He had a big old collection at the house, you know, and you know, Mo kind of took to it a little bit more than I did. I appreciated bourbon more then because I hadn't really drank it, so I appreciated it more because of the process that people went through to create it, you know. And I sip them a little bit more now. I always end up with a bottle from Mo. Mo will be like, "You like this? Take this home," you know. How I've amassed most of my bourbons here at the house.
DJ Slim DJ Slim, been quiet because he ain't got to that third whiskey yet, man. Let's go get on that third one, so you get your input.
Okay. We got one whiskey. We only got one. We didn't get three.
That's the third one. That's the one you're gonna be commenting on.
Here we go.
All right. So let Mo break that one down.
Yeah. You're supposed to wait till Mo had the cue.
Last one is Knob Creek. Knob Creek, man, it's great distillery, and they got a lot of good stuff. But this is on the lighter and the sweeter side of things. You know, this is still a 90 proofer, but it's got a smoked maple twinge, man. It's crazy. But Slim, man, what do you think about it?
It definitely, for me, like Chris said, with the smoothness, you know what I mean? It definitely is smooth. It's got the maple feel all up through that thing. You know what I mean? Even when you pop the top on that thing, you can smell the vanilla and all that. So it's, like you said, 90 proof. Yeah, you don't need a lot. But it gets you where you need to go.
Smells divine. Like the smell of that bad boy is.
I'm telling you, break that down into a fragrance. Spell it,
like
spray
dessert.
the thing in the air.
You can pour this thing over some ice cream. Just
you can put this thing on some pancakes.
You know.
Yeah. That's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, man, maple syrup.
It smells great. To get the taste, it smells great. I haven't even tasted it yet. But actually, I think I did taste this one at your place a minute ago.
I didn't have it.
He got me I forgot who made the other one. He gave me a bottle of this brown sugar bourbon. And that's my that's my sipper. You know, I'll grab that, sip on that a little bit.
Wait. Did I give you the normal proofer or the high proof one?
The high proof one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's like 110, isn't it? Or
yep. Yeah, it's up there. One something. But yeah, I'll be cold, you know, nice little evening, light a couple candles, get some aromatherapy going in here, grab me a little whiskey.
Man, this smoked maple is like a dessert bourbon. Like you got a meal going. What was that face you just made, Chris?
Joint hit my throat.
Yeah. It's a different.
Joint hit my throat.
It's not to be played with. It is not to be played with.
Got a little cube in there.
You put in yours, Slim. Looking pretty.
Slim's is full of ice.
I was prepared.
Slim filled that thing up with ice.
I was prepared. It was a few ice cubes. They weren't big, but it helped the taste because that thing, like you could tell about Chris's face, he started sweating. That gives the real.
I'm sweating because I'm fat, but this here, yeah. I mean, it's a good one.
Oh yeah,
tastes like dessert. Definitely get your hard root beer float on with this joint here. You know, breakfast with the pancakes, something.
Mm-hmm. Smothered in pancakes, but don't stand up real quick.
And what's the name on this one again, Mo, for the listeners?
That's Knob Creek, but it's a smoked maple, and this is seasonal, so they'll drop this like once a year. You know, right? I think it's out now.
Okay. Nice, man. Nice.
That Knob Creek. Don't forget the smoked maple.
So this has been Burban Hour, man. If you guys have any bourbons in particular that you would like us to try, or if you would like any further information about any of the bourbons that we tried on the show, drop us an email to our Gmail. That's nfluent@gmail.com. Be happy to give you any information on the bourbons that we've discussed, that we've tasted. All of them were delicious. 5 stars to your boy. Enjoyed every minute of it. So right now we'll get into a quick mix from DJ Slim, and then we'll go into our next topic. I see you out here, Playboy.
You gotta kill it a little bit.
Yeah, man. Neo started a whole little movement, low key, man.
Yeah, he did.
When he came out that year, The Gentleman had
It was
Negroes
before that,
pulling up
man.
their pants.
It was before that, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I was hoping he was gonna play going with PDP.
PDP. My fault. I ain't got that one. My fault.
From the spin and I can't breathe and ooh, it just ain't in.
He had some joints, man. He I feel like he just fell back into the money making mode. Some people ain't built for that fame, because he was just sitting back in the cut and making money before that, writing songs for other people. And then he came to the forefront, was an artist, and he was like, I don't like this too tough. Let me just go back to getting this money on the low. So one thing about the verses, man, you see just how many songs that man wrote. Just how many songs he wrote for other people.
Bro, he was putting folks in a coma, dog.
him and goodness, why does the other writer escape? The writer that he went on the verse, him and the other writer, like, goodness, I feel so disrespectful by it.
Who was it?
It was another writer, Neo versus, let me look it up real quick, because it's super disrespectful that his name is not coming to my head. I'm gonna blame it on the bourbon.
Tell me it's a top contender, man. Tell me it's a top contender.
It is.
It better be.
Yeah.
I know Dream had a lot of.
No, it wasn't Dream. It wasn't Dream. It was somebody actually.
Kim Kardashian killed
Jonte Austin. Jonte Austin. Him and Jonte Austin were literally, you couldn't call their versus battle because they were neck and neck. When Jonte Austin dropped, what was that? Tyrese Sweet Lady, because he wrote that one. It went crazy.
That's tough.
It went crazy.
That's tough.
Would you be my sweet love for?
He dropped that one.
Time.
I'll be here.
And then Neo dropped that Beyonce to the left.
Ooh.
Yo, that was probably one of the best versus battles. They fans of each other. They super respectful. They were super respectful with each other. You know what I'm saying? And they just were both powerhouses. You know what I'm saying? Both of them had too many songs they wrote for other people. Too many hits. Like, not just songs, like hits. Like, Jonte Austin done wrote so much stuff for Mariah Carey that he wrote that when you left, you lost a part of
me.
He wrote that joint. Like, just
did he do Shake It Off too or no?
I think he did Shake It Off as well.
Yeah.
I think he dropped both of those in the battle.
Yo, that was a good song too.
Yeah.
What's that? Shake It Off?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. I don't know. Could be me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to kind of transcend, boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, being like, if you're an artist and you've been around as long as Mariah Carey been around, you gotta stay fresh. You gotta keep updating what you do. So that was a good song for her at the time. But man, let's go and get into this topic, man. Let's get into this topic. So, right now it's convention season. We all caught the Friday morning portion of the convention already. Fantastic. but one main staple, one main feature of the conventions, to me, or at least since I've been a kid, was the dramas. That's the one thing. Even when I was young, I was always excited to see, and I would sit there, and everybody wanted to get a good seat for the drama. They'd be sitting way back sleep on Friday and Saturday, but on Sunday afternoon,
right in the front.
Oh, everybody trying to be in the front, and then right afternoon they leave. Anyway, let me not get on that. But
soon as that joint drop, everybody be out.
Everybody be out after lunch. Then they start putting them. They start making the dramas after lunch. Joker still with no shame get up, leave right in the middle of the. I digress.
You gotta shake that off.
The conventions and the dramas have been a feature of our lives for so many years, and in more recent years, they've come away from the costume dramas on the stage, and they've gotten into making a full-length feature film for us to watch at the conventions. And so, man, the slave is going to keep making progress no matter what. Things are going to be more effective. Things are going to be better. They're going to keep progressing. But this is just a personal question for the gentleman here on the corner. Which one do you prefer? Did you prefer the on-stage costume drama, or do you prefer the full-length feature film? Gentlemen, the floor is open.
That's a tough one.
It was for me too when I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. I was thinking back to some one year we sat where we could kind of see the back of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the drama plus some behind the scenes. Man, it was encouraging to see just, the amount of effort put into, because you could see it,
Yeah.
Effort put into the dramas. And, I think knowing people who were a part of it.
Yeah.
Because some years I'd have opportunity to know somebody that's, man, I was back there holding the shoes, waiting for them to come down, and just hearing the experiences and, everything. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. But to actually see the angel come down and go through and kill 185,000 warriors, I'll never forget that a day in my life. I will never forget how powerful an angel could be by seeing that image. I'll never forget how, since I'm thinking about that particular drama, I'll never forget how Jehovah could strike fear into some of the most powerful men in the world. Matter of fact, I won't kill you. Again, people. Never forget. I'll never leave my mind. And that's because the slave produced these things for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted to highlight for just a moment the remarkability that the brothers had as far as not only time management, but like you said, just focusing on the fact that back in the day they did this live. Right now, this the production we see, and it's like, oh man, that's impressive. But remember, these people had to be live, so they had to practice a number amount of times. You know what I mean? I remember one particular event. There was a lot of things, they were limited, you know what I mean? Because when you're in person, it's different than when you have the digital effects that you can change, and you know what I mean? You can make things look look as if it's one way when it's not. You can have a sea of people in a scene, whereas if you're on stage, it's just a few people. You know what I mean? So they had to be creative in how they did that, and I thought that was amazing. There were a lot of scenes that they had to act out, and they had to have the visual cues, the sound effects. You know what I mean? The brothers that were helping on stage, they had to be quick. You know what I mean? I just used to remember, as quick as they used to be, they were also precise. They didn't slip over nothing. I never saw a brother drop anything as far as that. He was like, boom, boom, boom. So reflecting on those, you know what I mean? And when we try to describe them not only to our children, but the people that weren't there to view it in person, you know what I mean? It's just, it's to me, it's kind of like how things were back in Israelite days when they weren't there to witness it, but they could hear about it through the stories that were given. Mm-hmm. So I remember that, like you said, it stuck with me when it was live and in person. And it still does to this day. Don't get me wrong. The motion pictures, like Moe said, man, that angel, man, as soon as he described it, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. That was phenomenal. You know what I mean? And with that being the case, like, that's amazing. But to see the growth, to see how the chariot keeps moving, to see where it came from, what they had at the time and what they were able to do, magnificent.
Yeah. So I got a unique vantage point on this one. It was crazy. So DJ Slim, I think we got to give DJ Slim credit for this topic. But when he put this topic in the group chat, man, I have a unique kind of connection to this because the very last costume drama was in 2013.
Yeah.
And I was involved with that. I was involved with the very last costume drama. So I had the privilege of being one of those guys that Garrett talked about that switched the scene out on the stage. We went and we practiced at a warehouse every weekend. Every weekend we had set hours to go practice at the warehouse, and the friends that we did the drama with, we became almost like a new congregation, right? So when we came together, there was a brother who was the director of the dramas, usually an elder that presides over that, who directs the drama. And that brother, before we would rehearse, he would come together and he would share a scriptural thought with us. We would give comments like we were at a congregation meeting, almost like we were doing the text, but it wasn't. It was a scriptural thought that he came up with that was related to the drama that we were doing.
Wow.
And there was a lesson that we could keep on our minds while we were rehearsing. Like, this is another thing. When you're acting, you're not just acting to play a role. You're acting to convey a scriptural thought to the friends that you're performing for. You know, this isn't about you. This isn't about how good you are. How good you are conveys the scriptural thought that you are trying to present to the friends. So we would go over a scriptural thought every time we met. It was a different scriptural thought every time we met that related to the drama that we were in. And we would discuss that and give comments and pray together before we rehearsed. And then, during rehearsal, we'd get everything right and precise. And it was a great experience. I made friends from that convention that I still have to this day. A lot of the young brothers that I work with there end up going to Bethel and SKE and doing amazing things with their lives in the truth. So for that purpose, I really miss that. I wish I had an opportunity to do that with my wife, because there were a lot of couples out there, and we had a young baby at the time, so my wife couldn't help out, but there were a lot of couples out there, and they got to share that joyous experience with their mate. And I wish that, I was able to do that with my wife. But the caveat to that is we met together every Saturday for 4 or 5 months, right? That's 4 or 5 Saturdays that these friends were not out in field service. And we just did this for our regional convention. So imagine all the friends around the country that had to do this for their regional convention. They had to miss service on Saturday in order to commit to doing this for their regional convention. Whereas if you have one group of friends filming everything for everybody, then, you know, only one group of people has to allocate their time so that everybody benefits from it. Right. And I think a lot of that, you know, the slave has drawn more and more attention to us getting the spiritual food, right? So with the food service at the convention stop, and they used to cook for the friends. You used to have those delicious pulled pork sandwiches and cheese danishes in the morning.
Breakfast, the breakfast. Come on now.
The cheese danishes at the convention. You know, we used to have all that stuff, and that went away because these friends need to be sitting down paying attention during the meeting. You know, and even now that we're in quarantine, brothers like me, you, and Slim will be working at the conventions. You know, we get to sit down and enjoy the convention with our family now, you know. So the progress that the branch makes, I see the progress. I do miss what those dramas did for us, and I miss the nostalgia of those dramas, but I definitely appreciate the movies that we have now.
You know, Chris, you're what you're describing, man, is, and that's a good point you brought up with the like with the food service at the assemblies, you know, and the conventions. A lot of friends don't even remember that.
Man,
you know, we used to.
I feel sorry for you if you don't.
Yeah, we used to in the morning get a cheese Danish and the English McMuffin.
Boy.
Afternoon, get a little turkey and cheese sub. You know what I'm saying? And sure, it was joyous. It was, you know, if you got a chance, an opportunity to serve in those capacities, it was great. Like you said, you taken away. You know, it's like Jesus telling Mary, you know, only one or two things, you know, are necessary right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on down and get this teaching. You know, so in that regard, you know, these are nostalgic things that, you know, they're memories. They're good memories for us, right? But you got to stay progressive. You got to move the chariot. The chariot's moving, and when you move with it, you know, there's other opportunities, right? Like you talk about not being able to share in the experience with the drama with your wife, but you and your wife got opportunity to share in the international convention festivities, right?
Right.
There's other things that we're able to do. That make yourself available.
Right.
You gotta keep yourself in good standing, of course. Keep that relationship with Jehovah popping. And man, you're gonna have fun wherever you can fit in. Where you can fit in.
Right.
Absolutely. And you bring an excellent point, because like you said, it's still there's still breakfasts that are provided, but it's still in different capacities. You know what I mean? So the brothers out in the park, and we get the waters. The brothers are always good for the waters. They'll make sure that you hydrated. You know what I mean? They look after you. They take care of you. Ain't nothing they could do about the sun. They would probably move the sun if they could to accommodate, but
I can't do. I'm sorry, I can't do parking.
Yo, Slim is a loyal servant of the Lord. I did it 1 year out in this hot Georgia sun, and I had to change my strategy every single day. I had to change my strategy. By the third day, I had two outfits. I had two outfits on the third day. I went in the bathroom and cleaned up and changed it to a fresh suit on the third day. Slim does this every year though. Wow. Every year, Slim is in park. He getting an extra piece in paradise. I think all the parking brothers are.
I'm just
I
hoping
think they all getting an extra piece.
As I've told my friends before, I'm just trying to get in by default. You know what I mean? So it's real big.
If I ain't had no kids, I might be out there with you one year.
Might be. I feel you.
Man.
But yeah,
that hot sun, them early mornings. Them brothers, you gotta give it up for the Parkin brothers.
Oh man, got to.
Parkin brothers are the fine. You gotta bring a little extra Gatorade, some Kool-Aid, jammers, or something for them jokers out there, man.
Yeah, but not only them, but the troopers that work behind the scenes with them are their wives and possible children as well. Because baby girl, like I said, man, she saves the seats, make sure I'm good. You know what I mean? And she got to hold it down. You know what I mean? I'm sure some friends from time to time, some sisters, it'd be hard. Your man be out there working and, sister worldly or in and out the truth. She over there with the husband just by herself and, well, not by herself, but with her husband. And you looking over and you like, man, all I got is these books until my husband comes.
Confess. Go ahead. Confess.
Go on and confess. But yeah, shout out to not only the brothers that handle that, but also the sisters. You know what I mean? We can't for one second take for granted the fact that they hold it down, man.
Yo, so just one thing though.
Ebony listening.
So one beef with the Christian congregation.
Don't you do
Jehovah's Witnesses. One beef.
The thoughts and the views that are reflected by Chris do not reflect Influent Entertainment.
When we stop doing the lunch and breakfast service at the conventions, could y'all have please put out the vendor for these cheese danishes that y'all got? I can't find these doggone cheese danishes nowhere.
Think about yourself.
And them was the most delicious cheese danishes.
Mute his mic.
Like, what? The Sarah Lee? What were they? Where were they?
I remember seeing them somewhere up north.
Man, it's a sleeve. They come in a big plastic sleeve, like they came from Costco or something.
Wait a minute.
They're in the box with the plastic sleeve over.
Wait, I gotta know something. Do y'all remember when they used to feed us at the conventions? And they used to provide those puddings.
Them puddings was kind of off the chain.
Man,
but the pulled pork sandwiches.
Them puddings, dog.
The pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh my goodness.
I used to get them pulled pork sandwiches they had. And them things was off the chain. I don't know what they did with them pulled pork sandwiches.
The puddings, they had the vanilla Swiss Miss. Boy, that thing was heavenly. Let me touch the mic for that. Let me not touch the mic. Let me touch the mic right here. Them things was heavenly. Them things were so soft. And it was, you know what I mean? You would think they would be warm, but they weren't. They were cool. Jehovah said paradise is going to be like that. I can't wait.
Paradise is going to be warm, but it's cool at the same time.
You would think it's warm, but it's cool. And it's soft. And
how much did you have to drink, Slim?
And above all else, it's vanilla. Now this is real. There ain't no drink. Most of it was water, as you can tell. But yeah, man, I miss those Swiss Miss, man. You know what I mean? My heart was set on that. And so when they discontinued it, I understand. Like Moe said, certain things, we got to keep up with the cherry. But
me and my wife,
one of the things that I really
are in an active search for these cheese danishes.
You and these danishes again?
I've had them somewhere. I remember having them somewhere.
The closest we got to them, I think, was the Publix cheese packets.
Hit the outro. Let's keep on talking.
Oh yeah, okay, give it to him, Chris.
Sure.
We over.
All right, man. Yeah. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us for this special season 2, episode 1 episode of The Corner.
It was getting good.
If you would like to view this entire episode, because the episode won't stop. We're not doing bonus episodes no more. The regular episode just don't stop, don't quit. It's just going to be edited for the people out there. But if you want to view the episode, the whole episode in entirety, check us out on the Patreon at NFLU ENT. And that's once again Patreon.com/NFLU